Charmed to see everyone. Welcome back to Start Player 1. I'm Brandon Knight.
And I'm Shirayuki.
We're continuing off with Code Realize. Now, last time we left off, Shirayuki's having a little bit of a dream. She's having a flashback to the past.
This takes place 2 years ago. The mansion in Wales. That's where I wake up. I have no memory from before this, but for some reason I understand that this is my home. No one lives in the mansion aside from me. There is a letter in one of the rooms. It's a letter from Father. My dear, dear Father, my loving Father, who is the only thing that remains of my lost memories. When I read the letter, it's almost as if I can hear his voice.
Shirayuki, my beloved daughter, if you are reading this, then you have awakened from your long sleep. I hope you can forgive me for leaving you alone. There's something I must do. I want you to remain in this mansion and wait for my return. You must not leave this mansion. You need to stay here. The outside world is filled with danger and sadness. I don't want you to know such things. I promise, I will come back for you. Please stay in this mansion, my dear girl, who I love most in all the world.
He promised me in that letter. I never doubt it. It isn't an emotional decision. I merely accept it as truth. Thinking back, the way I felt and thought about the world. My feelings were so much dimmer back then. For a while, I spend my days alone in the mansion. I have everything I need. But one day, I hear voices, playful voices, from children who live outside the mansion. They said that the mansion is haunted and that they're going to have an adventure and explore it. The children sound like they're having so much fun. I have the urge to see them, and I make the mistake of going outside. Oh. I just went out for a peek, but one of the children catches sight of me, and they all run off. I notice that one of the children has dropped a doll. Oh, wait! I run after the children. I want to tell them about the doll, and I probably want to hear more of their voices. I chase after the children out of the forest and onto a wide country road. There are a few people here, and they look at me in surprise. One of the children pokes his head out from behind an adult and says that I came out of the haunted mansion. I work up the courage to speak to them, but...
Monster.
Ah! I feel a sudden jolt of pain and realize that someone had hit me with a rock. It takes me a while to comprehend why they would do such a thing.
Yeah.
I see they're all staring at something, and I follow the gaze to find the answer. My feet. I was too caught up in chasing after the children, and I hadn't noticed when I lost a shoe when tripping over a tree root. I felt no pain and didn't think I needed it. Now I knew why I should have gone back. Rocks, grass, flowers, everything I stepped on had been turned into a dark, mud-like mush by my poison.
She's a monster. The embodiment of evil. The drought's her fault. Monster.
They continue to shout at me with a terrifying gleam in their eyes.
Grab her. Take her to the priest.
One man reaches for my face, his face twisted with rage. Then, with a scream and flash of blood-scented steam, his skin burns and begins to melt away. Alarmed, I start to run back the way I came. I ran with all my might. I must have ran for half a day. But no matter how far I go, the plants in my path all die, so it's completely obvious which way I've gone. I had run in a direction different from the way back to the mansion. I didn't have any plan in mind and was simply running as hard as I could when
Whoa!
I see a woman. It looks like she's picking
Medicinal.
medicinal herbs in the forest.
Oh, you surprised me. Where'd you come from? I haven't seen you around here before.
As she speaks, the plants around me continue to wither. I sense that she's noticing it and try to flee once more.
Wait a moment, your foot is bleeding.
Huh? Stay away! I stopped her just in time before she could reach for my bare foot. I recall what happened to the man earlier and glare at the woman, hoping to threaten her into leaving me alone. Even as I stand there, the ground beneath me gives off faint steam as it continues to rot from my poison. I slowly back away, sliding my feet along the ground. I don't turn and run because I feel that I shouldn't let her out of my sight.
Wait.
However, the woman in front of me doesn't show any indication of chasing me. Instead, she quietly calls out to me.
You're in trouble, aren't you? I can keep you safe. Come with me to my home.
Why?
It's simple. You're being chased by someone. I can't turn a blind eye to that. My name is Elaine. I live out here in the forest picking herbs. Alright. Let's go across the rocks. You'll be found in no time if you leave a trail of dead grass.
But...
You want to get away, don't you? Let me help you.
Elaine lived with a small child named Eddie in a small cabin in the woods. She made a living using the medicine from the surrounding area and selling it. I decided to help her as much as I can as a show of thanks for helping me. In the beginning, it's difficult to get by because I had lost my shoe, but Elaine found it for me in the forest. My first plan is to return to the mansion once the villagers have given up on chasing me. But one day, the local
clergyman
came to Elaine's home.
Excuse me, have you seen a young woman pass by here recently? Aside from my daughter, I haven't seen any young girls. I see. If you do see her, please let me know. That creature is not human. It is an accursed monster.
Monster. I remember the feeling of the stone hitting me, and even in my hiding spot, I flinch.
The monster caught us off guard by taking the form of a young girl, and delivered a grave injury against a pious believer. The drought continues, and the people are only getting worse off. The recent plague is likely the work of this beast as well. It's all this monster's fault. If we can destroy it, surely everything will be set right again. This must be a test from God. We must work up our courage and defeat it. A test from God, you say? Yes. The monster will try to get you to trust it through nefarious means. I urge you to be careful and have faith. Those who open their hearts to the cursed monster will become cursed themselves.
With that, the man who called himself a
clergyman
leaves.
You can come out now.
Eddie and I quietly come out of the shadows.
Those people are scary. I know. You need not worry about it. There's been a drought recently. We all have been having trouble getting enough food. Now there's some epidemic going around. Everyone wishes there was some simple thing to be blamed for all the recent misfortunes, but this isn't your fault.
I am.
There's no need for you to tremble like that. You just stay right here.
But isn't that going to cause problems for you?
You help me take care of Eddie, don't you? You also help make the medicine. You can stay here as long as you wish. That's right! Stay here with us!
I'm so happy they accepted me. It's the first time someone has ever looked out for me, protected me since I woke up. I love seeing the expressions of Elaine's face when she puts Eddie to sleep. Hearing her sing a lullaby stirs something like an emotion in my heart. My promise to Father is still important to me, of course, but... I'm sorry, Father. I can't go back to the mansion now. I have to stay with these people. If I leave, I'll be captured. That's what I tell myself. Staying with them made me happy. Another month passes by.
Just as I thought, the monster slayer is poorly constructed. It burns well.
Our home.
Mama, I'm scared. It's alright, it's alright. All of you, what's the meaning of this?
Elaine shouts at the men who surround us. They have found me.
I warned you before. Those who become corrupted by the monster's influence become monsters themselves. God has no mercy for you, neither will we, his disciples. You monster, show yourself!
They released the hunting dogs they had brought, and they bound forward, snarling. Elaine and Eddie quiver in fear as the sharp fangs grow closer. I quickly step forward to protect them. Stop! Go away! The dog's teeth close over my flesh. However...
What's happening to the dogs? She melted their heads! She truly is a monster. She's behind everything that's happened to us. The drought, the starvation, all of it. How could you? How could you ruin all the wheat we worked so hard to grow?
It's my fault? Is it because I'm a monster?
Of course, you fiend! You'll pay for this with your life!
Someone hits me with a thrown stone. But the words they throw at me hurt even more.
Aww. You were sent by the devil.
Someone else throws another rock, but instead of hitting me, it hits Elaine's face as she steps forward. Elaine!
You need to stop this.
She doesn't even bother to wipe the blood streaming from her brow as she continues.
Have you lost your minds? Calling this young girl a monster, throwing stones at her and accusing her? Yes, she's different. She has a strange power the rest of us don't have. So, what's the matter with that? How can she be a monster? If she truly was a creature of evil, she would have killed you, all of you, on the spot. Do you honestly believe that this kind of girl is a monster that caused all this misfortune you people have suffered?
The villagers seem to be taken aback by Elaine's harsh questions, and a bit unsure of themselves.
Fine. This is how we'll handle you. You will be imprisoned in a cave for 13 days. The monster will be sure to show its true form during that time and kill you. If she doesn't, we will admit our mistake and promise to accept this monster into our community. However, if we discover that it has killed you, we will kill the monster as well. Fine, but not my daughter, just me. Very well.
Although Eddie protests, she is told to go to a nearby village to stay with relatives, and we promise we'll come back for her.
This is very interesting to take place. After that,
Elaine and I are imprisoned in a dark cave. The cramped, damp cave is strangely cold, and being inside unsettles me. I'm sorry, Elaine. This is all my fault.
It's fine. You done nothing wrong, and these folks probably aren't bad people. When we need to place blame on something, it's because the world isn't working the way we would like it to. It's only 13 days. We have food and water too. If we stretch it, we'll get through this, right?
Elaine tries to lift my spirits. She's probably worried about Eddie, but she doesn't show any sign of it. I feel bad, but in a way it makes me happy to have someone care about me this much. Elaine told me many things about her life. The secrets of collecting herbs and how to make traditional medicines with them. How to prepare tasty meals. When she first met her lover. Her marriage. Eddie's birth. The death of her husband. Meeting me. As she tells me all this, her words flow on, as if she's looking back on her entire life in order to tell me about her. She talks all morning, noon, and night, though it's hard to tell the time in the constant darkness of the cave. 13 days seems like a vast, never-ending span of time. However, time keeps moving, whether we want it to or not. It was time that ate away at Elaine's body.
Cough, cough.
What's the matter, Elaine?
It's nothing.
Her voice sounds strained. She speaks less and less, and her coughing fits are more often. Could it be? The reason was obvious. The poison with me has power enough to kill grass and flowers around me just by standing on them. Elaine has been trapped in an enclosed space with me for days and days.
I didn't think of that.
I didn't either. Her body is gradually withering away because of the poison buildup in the air. Elaine, it's my poison that's doing this to you.
It's fine. It's not the poison. It's my own illness. It has to be.
It can't be. She was so full of life until we were sealed in this cave together. The woman in front of me almost looks like an entirely different person.
Let's just stay put, alright? When they let us out, I'm going to laugh and tell them nothing happened.
I'm moved by her frail smile. Is this how she's going to die? I feel the fear spreading within my heart. I raised my voice and began to pound against a large stone blocking the exit. Let us out! Let us out of here! It's Elaine! She's going to die! But nothing changes. It's a very large rock. Perhaps they can't even hear my voice. I quickly take my glove off and press my bare hands against the stone. My poison destroys everything. I should be able to melt through this rock and get outside. I press my hands harder and harder, scraping away, the melting stone slowly gouging away through the barrier. Hang in there, Elaine. I'm going to save you. I promise. She sounds so weak. I want to help, but I can't approach her because the very thing killing her is coming from my own body. The darkness seems much thicker and more overpowering than when we were first imprisoned in the cave. Her breathing becomes ragged and sounds unbelievably frail. I'm not going to make it in time. When this thought hits me, I feel faint. I lean on the door and slide to the floor. Elaine, I'm so sorry. It's all my fault.
Don't cry, Shirayuki. It'll be all over soon. Just hang in there a little longer. The rock might still break. I'm fine.
But there's no way to save her. I'm not going to make it. She's going to die, and it's all because of me.
It's alright. We all leave here. We'll all leave here and live happily together. Like before. You, me, and Eddie.
Elaine. I stand up and place my hands on the rock again. The stone slowly crumbles away. Too slowly. I don't know how much time passes. Elaine is barely breathing.
Please, I want to ask a favor of you.
I don't want to hear it. I know just from her tone of voice that she's going to force me to accept the worst possible outcome.
Where our home burned down, there's a storeroom in the basement. There's a notebook there.
I don't want to hear it. Don't tell me. My hands are shaking and I can't scrap away at the rock very well.
It's an important book on the study of herbs that my mother passed down to me.
I slam my hands against the rock in hatred. Why? Why won't it crumble faster? Right now, behind me. Someone important to me is dying and I'm the killer.
Make sure Eddie gets it, will you? With that, she'll be probably able to live on her own.
The rock isn't melting fast enough. I've been punching the rock over and over, and my fist is covered in my own blood. Faster! Faster, 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 faster. I wish so hard, but the rock continues melting ever so slowly as if to mock me. Then, please, just break through already.
That's right.
I put my entire body into the next punch and suddenly light pours in. A blinding white world. I can tell that the dirty, contained air is leaving through the hole. Elaine, look! There's light! Elaine, finally! Elaine?
Aww.
I turn around. Elaine is smiling, her eyes closed, looking as if she is asleep. Elaine, why won't you wake up? My eyes fill with tears. Wake up, Elaine. She died because of my poison. She died because I am a monster. If only she hadn't accepted me, she could have lived so much longer in that house with Eddie. After that, I escape from the cave and head off to grant Elaine's final wish. I get the book and go to the village that Eddie has gone to. I wait until she is completely alone before I approach her. I tell her everything that happened. Eddie takes the book and responds in a cold tone that I have never heard from her before.
You monster. It should have been you who died instead of Mama. I don't know, Eddie's a girl.
Yeah. I don't remember much after that. When I woke up, I was back at the mansion. I'll never leave this place again, or allow myself to get involved with anyone else. I will kill off my emotions and live an empty, harmless life, like a doll. Because a monster needs to live alone. That's why. That's it. I finish my story and glance over at Saint Germain. He seems to have been listening intently without looking away even once. It's always hard to tell what Saint Germain is thinking, and now is no exception. I wonder what thoughts are going on behind that sculpture-like face at this moment.
That's too much suffering for anyone to carry in their past.
I'm not the one who suffers. I'm the one who makes others suffer. I wonder if I really am a monster and whether I deserve to live.
Miss Shirayuki, don't say any more.
But I'm the one who killed Elaine. Because I'm a monster. Eddie was right. If only I died instead.
Miss Shirayuki.
Saint Germain's gentle yet firm voice halts my outpouring of words.
Both Miss Elaine and Miss Eddie suffered immensely. I'm not going to deny that. But you did too, didn't you? You carry the mistakes of your past around with you, thinking they're crimes. And you suffer now.
I'm not suffering. I'm the only one who didn't lose anything. I'm being selfish and trying to become happy.
Happy, you say?
He thinks for a moment, then smiles his usual smile.
That's the most severe punishment there is in this world.
What? Why would being happy be a punishment?
Objectively, perhaps seeking happiness is not a crime, but people will be people. Your own regrets never truly disappear, but slumber on in the depths of your heart forever and ever. No matter how much you try to tell yourself it couldn't be helped, you did your best you could in the situation. The vivid memories of those moments will follow you forever, for as long as you live upon this earth. Here's what I think. Hell exists within ourselves, personal hells that no one else can set foot within. I pray that one day you will be able to escape the hell you bear. Okay, audience. Uh-oh. What are you gonna choose?
Oh, crap.
It's all you.
Why is it gotta be all me?
Cause you're Shirayuki. I'm not Shirayuki. Do you wanna know what I would have picked if I was Shirayuki? Is that what you wanna know?
Yeah.
Thank you. That's what I would say.
I would too, because it doesn't really seem like it would affect the story that much.
Oh no, I'm sure it does. I'm sure this is a big choice. Either or do we push people away and keep our distance, or do we welcome them all in? Ooh, audience, we want to be Arsene Lupin, by golly. Maybe we'll just get them all.
Maybe. Thank you. Even then, the feeling that I deserve to suffer doesn't go away. But a little bit, just a little bit, I feel like I've been saved, just knowing that there's someone who understands. Thank you, Saint Germain.
I'm the one who must thank you. I'm glad that you shared the whole truth with me, without disguising it.
The next day, we make our way to the location. Unfortunately, it's pouring rain now. This is the only clue we found so far, the location of Father's secret lab.
Oh man, just our luck. It's raining cats and dogs out here.
Shirayuki, would you like my coat?
No, thank you, I'm fine, don't worry. We appear to be in an abandoned graveyard, some ways out from central London. It seems like no one has set foot here for years. Lupin, Van Helsing, Impey, Victor, and the Count have investigated this place together to search for Father's laboratory.
A laboratory under a graveyard? Isaac sure had a morbid idea.
Are you really sure about an underground facility at a place like this? Are you really sure there's an underground facility at a place like this? That's what he said.
Yes, it should be here. These graves have been here for a long time. Sorry guys, that rain was kind of loud, so you might not have heard us as well.
Yeah.
Since the 14th century, in fact, at the time, the Black Plague had broken out all across Europe. It swept the country, and all told, is believed to have been killed. Oh my goodness, hold on, let me rephrase this one. Let me try again. It swept the country, and all told, is believed to have killed a third of Britain's population. There we go. Not knowing the cause of the illness, the people fell to worry and confusion, and concluded that it was a poison attack. Back then, the facility beneath this graveyard was a prison for those accused of using poison. The poison, who were later killed here. Or cursed or accused. The facility was later expunged from the records by the government as a stain of a nation's history and meant to be forgotten. But Isaac set his eyes on it and had it modified to become his secret lab.
I mean, it might be a convenient place to work, but how could you set up a shop here? It's way too creepy. Oh, that's my personal opinion on the matter, you know?
It's alright, I was thinking the same thing.
Isaac said in the notes we recovered, many were killed here. A tragedy entirely caused by doubt, confusion, and ignorance. It is in this place that I shall start anew. All of humanity's hopes and ambitions will begin here. That's what he wrote. He probably had some reasons of his own for choosing this location. Doubt and confusion, the origins of tragedy. People feel doubt and confusion as a fundamental part of their lives. As long as people remain people, tragedies such as this will likely never cease.
I looked down at the ground. His words remind me of my own past.
Hey everyone! I found it!
Lupin had been searching a ways away from us when he suddenly calls out. We run towards him, and we see that one of the tombstones has been moved to reveal a long staircase.
This is quite a narrow entrance. It must have been something of an ordeal to carry in all the laboratory equipment. And we will have to stop it there. Oh, if anything we learned from this episode, it's that maybe humans are the true monsters of society.
Maybe.
How they and we had a little one-on-one with Saint Germain. That was pretty intense. And now maybe, hopefully, we'll find out something about where Papa is.
Yeah.
So if you guys would, hit that subscribe button right down below with your Shirayuki poison attack.
And as always, we'll see you in the next Star Player 1 episode. Bye!